Alright, let's get started. Hello everyone, I'm Nikolaus and welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna do the part 2 for the box Conversor from HTB. Yesterday I had some struggles. As always, I was trying to get the initial foothold for the conversion machine. I have tried a lot of things, and yeah, I ended up not getting the initial foothold. So today we're gonna continue that box again. So let's get started. First we start the VPN connection. Initialization sequence completed, and then I'm gonna start the machine. So yesterday we found a way how to craft a specific XSL ejection payload like this, but unfortunately I didn't have that much luck to do it. So yeah, we figured out from the source code that there is a folder called scripts where there is a cron job and should execute every py file in that folder every minute. So we're gonna continue trying this as well. So here is our first initial payload for that, but yeah, we're gonna continue today. So waiting till the machine is up and running. Had a lot of research doing, figure out how to craft the specific payload. So we will see how it goes this time. So the basic idea is to upload an XML file and the XSLT file here. You convert it, it will be uploaded as an HTML file, and then should be executed by the cron job. So we get our IP address. As always, let's set the target, and of course we update the etc host to include the new IP address. Let's verify that it's in host 41. It's cool. So now that we have the IP there, if we refresh the page, our session is still valid, probably from the last time. But I don't know, let's log out. It was test 42. And these are invalid credentials, of course, because we resetted the box. So we're gonna create a user again, 42, and the password the same. After registration, we can log in. And we logged in again with a clean session this time. Alright. I'm having a small issue with my lights. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, yeah. So again, we have crafted this payload, and we just upload the random XML file. I think I also run an nmap scan with let's see, with the -ox. I think it's like this, and you specify the name of the XML file, so it should be something like this, and when you run it, it creates the nmap XML file. No, it's not that, so let me run it again. It's ox, if I'm not mistaken. We will see XML, and this should create the file. We already know the ports. There are two ports, 22 and 80, and that's it. So if I run cat nmap now, we will see that we have the scan in XML format, so we can use this for the upload form. But let's go back to a little bit play around with the payload. Last time we just trying to create a Python test file with this content inside, which is supposed to be just a reversal, but it didn't work, so I will try it again for the sake of exploitation to see if it's gonna work today, or at least to make sure that this approach doesn't work for me now. So yeah, I have saved this one, and also I have the nmap XML here, so let's go to upload it and try it again. So the nmap XML and our crafted payload here, but before that we expect to have a reversal, so let's also run the listener for that. We're gonna go with Penelope. So we expect here we have already run the listener. So if we upload this one, it gets uploaded. So according to the cron job, it's gonna take a minute. Let's wait for a minute to figure out if this payload should work. Otherwise, we're gonna continue crafting and testing different things, how to make this payload work. All right. While we are waiting, let's explore some other payloads. So this is this article from the Medium platform. Give us a lot of ideas how to craft our payload. And also from the payload all things, how to write a file. So basically it used the document tag for that. We have used the document one. And this one has as a prefix the word exploit. It comes here and here as well. but but in our case we just went with a different prefix. I don't think that really matters. You can rename it whatever you want. The important thing is inside the document where this suppose, and the path, of course, this should be uploaded. And again, we craft this from the source code from the application. We had verified that we can write on static, which is accessible from the web. Fortunately, the script folder it's not accessible from the web. So that's our thing. It's been, I hope, a minute, or let's wait for another one. But as far as I remember from yesterday, this couldn't work, so let's find a way how to make it better. So this is a regular reversal in Python. Also yesterday I were trying to just do a more simpler way to do it. So I just imported the OS, and from OS system I was trying to make this simpler, let's say. I'm gonna try today to just run a curl command with my IP address. HTB. No, I'm in the wrong one. It's supposed to be here. HTTP. And yeah, I'm gonna just try to call and I will create a Python simple server running on port 80. Alright, give me 1 second, I will be right back. Alright, some technical issues with my camera, but I think this is sorted out right now. So, okay, let's get back to the payload. So a simple payload like this should just import the OS library, and using the system command, the system library, we can curl back to ourselves. So if we see something response in our server, that means that the script is executed and we could call our Python server back. Okay, I will rename this to 1. If I leave it like this, I hope it will be overwritten on the server, but let's keep it with test1 to see what happens. So back to the website, choose the XML nmap and this one. Make sure that I have saved it. Looks like so. It's been uploaded. So let's see if we can get a call back to our local server. Okay, till we're waiting for the callback, if it will be happening. So let's check some other ways to update our payload. File write. Oh, all right. We see a slightly different way where this payload just includes another pair of tags, and using the seed data. Okay, let's copy this one. We will have it to our nodes. So basically what it does, let's strip out some spaces. So okay, let's copy this one. And just to make sure that this gonna give us the same result, we will upload it to the static folder. We know for sure that it's readable and writable, and I will just cut this out. Of course, I'm gonna keep it in my notes. All right, let's test this out. I don't see something coming back, so we need to work a lot of again for that. Okay, XML one, the new crafted one. Cool. So if we go to static and test.txt, we see the hello world. So it looks like it works. Let's now change back to the scripts folder. We can also make it test 3 this time, and here we're gonna just add our payload, which again will be the simply one, just to have a callback to our server. We suppose the curl command it's up there. Also yesterday we checked the ping command. Yeah, let's first try with a curl and we will see how it goes. So this payload is slightly different from the previous one. This we just use the document and just add this as well, but now this includes a different tag with a text, and it uses the CData array to add the text there. So okay, gonna save this one. I'll rename it the test3. The folder it's the scripts one. Okay, looks good to me. So let's try this as well. Okay, we still haven't seen anything back here, so it's been more than a minute. Let's try this one. All right. Successfully uploaded. Let's see if this is gonna give us hello Linux Mobile. Welcome. And we got a call. That's awesome. Here is our call. So this one works as expected. So the difference from the previous payload was that instead of just put it as a simple text, we just use another tag for the XSL and using the CData to put it there. So we got the callback. So that means that this payload works for us. So now instead of calling our server, probably we can put anything there and it will be executed. So let's see. We're gonna grab our payload from hack tools here. It's gonna be a simple one probably. We don't need something fancy. So let's grab this one. Back to our payload. Oh, nice. Ready for the season machine. Cool. Unfortunately, I cannot play with that while I'm live streaming. I think, and if I'm not mistaken, we are only allowed to do retired labs, at least during live stream. So good luck, Linux Mobile. And I'm pretty sure that you're gonna do just fine. Alright, so we have our payload here. It's just a simple one. So let's see. Our VPN IP is the same and the port is 444. We already started the listening here. So let's see. Again, we just upload the XML file and the new crafted one just to make sure that this is saved. It is okay, and we have uploaded, and let's wait maybe less than a minute to see if we can get a reverse cell back. Yeah, exactly. Only retired machine. So yeah, I cannot do the season machine. Maybe in my free time, but in my free time I'm streaming, so that's not possible for me. But yeah, even the retired machines as well, it's a good practice for me and the exercise, and of course good content to share with you guys. So yeah. Alright. Let's wait patiently for the reversal. Otherwise, we need to find other ways to call it. Maybe there are some restrictions on the server and we cannot call directly a payload like this. But let's wait. Seasonal machines are great because they offer discounts and store credit, cube credits. Yeah, that's cool. And probably they help you elevate your rank, right? You get more points. Yeah, cool. Okay, it seems that payload didn't work. Maybe I forgot to change the test file, and because I think I left it this with number 3, so it should be number 4, just to make sure that it creates another file, or I'm pretty sure that it overrides the file, but I would like to keep it clean. Okay, so it's been more than a minute, I hope, and we didn't see the reversal bug, so let's play around with this one. So we're gonna do bus-c, and we will put this there, and instead of sh, we're gonna do bus again. And also we can, I hope this one's okay. Sometimes we can do bin bus to write the full path for that, but I hope that wasn't the issue. Okay, this looks good. One last chance to see if we got something. No. Okay, back to the upload form. Let's upload it. Let's wait to see if these changes make it better for us. I see an issue with your script. The ampersand and XML URL encoded. Yes, I remember that. You can check the URL code if we get a cell. That wasn't that big issue finally. Thankfully we got a cell. Linux Mobile, you were yesterday here, so remember my struggle, and voila. Thankfully this time everything went as expected. You can check the URL encode if you upload that to static and make a curl request to check the text output of that text. Cool. That's a cool idea. No. It's always, I will appreciate all your comments and feedback about everything. So, no worries. So you are free to say whatever you want every time, and I will appreciate it, of course. But thankfully that worked. And we got our cell back, so I'm happy about it. Because if this wouldn't work, I should do what you suggest to see if my payload gets corrupted or something. Another what? We get another one? Yeah, because we have 2 files up. Or it keeps coming back because the cron job runs every time. So that's again an issue. Yeah, because of the cron. Okay, so instead of getting all the reverse cells back, what I will do, I will overwrite the file with an empty one. At least, first of all, I will keep this as a working one, and I will override this with an empty. So probably we will overwrite the file and this not run again all over again. So okay, I hope it's overwritten now. I only need one cell. It's okay now. Yesterday we couldn't have at least one, and now we have 2, so it's an upgrade. That's okay, that's cool. Alright, let's see what we have here. Oh yes, that's correct as well. I can just go to the folder and delete the files. Yep, those are my files. So we're gonna remove test everything. And they are gone. Good call, one. I'm just keep thinking the first initial thing, but yeah, I think I didn't check if it overrides, but good call that we can just delete the file since we are in the server now. Cool. All right, we are here. All right, what we can do now? Let's explore a little bit the files. And if I'm not mistaken, according to the source code, under the instance folder, we expect to see a database. So let's see if it's there. And yeah, it's there. So we're gonna use the SQLite 3 to open that database. And what's the syntax for that? Dot tables. Yeah, and we have two ones, the files and the users. Yeah, that's correct according to the local one, but the local one was empty. Let's hope that this one is not empty. So we're gonna select everything from the users. From users. And we have another user here. We can see our own. The test one. So we have a new pair of credentials. Okay, it looks like MD5, but we can verify this with has identifier. Yeah, it looks an MD5. Let's check the crack station, if it is easy crackable and someone else has already cracked this one. And yes, someone has cracked it as well, so we have this one. It was an easy crack. Otherwise we could actually crack it by ourselves using Hashcat, John, or another something else. Okay. Come on. How we exit out now? At least now. Control D. Ah, phew. Thanks for that. I didn't remember that Control D does that as well. I was expecting Control X or Control Z, but thank you Linux Mobile for that. I will keep remembering this one as well. Alright, so now we have a password. We can test two things. The first thing is just we gonna actually, first of all, let's see if that user it's in the etc password wd folder, and yes, fish mat hack, it's here. So we can do two ways. First way is to just sudo that user, and the second way is to try to see if we can connect with SSH. But I believe just to sudo that user is easier, and we successfully did it. So cool. And if we go to the home folder for that user, we're gonna grab the user flag, which is awesome. And don't worry about displaying this flag. I think every time someone generates the machine, this is auto-generated, so it's unique for each one. So that's why I don't have a problem to display the flag here. If you run the machine for your own, probably you will have a totally different flag, so it doesn't matter if I show it or not. Yeah, that's great, Linux Mobile. It took us a while. Remember yesterday we were struggling a lot. I was struggling a lot, but thankfully we got our initial foothold, and of course the user one. Alright, now since we are a user, the first thing I usually do is to see what he can do as a sudo user, if it belongs to sudo. So sudo L is the first thing that we ever do when we get an actual user from the box. And we have some good results here. We can see that he can run the sudo commands without password by running the specific file here, binary here. Need restart. Okay, something reminds me this one, but we're gonna check about it what it is. But that's the thing. Fishmat hack user can run this binary as sudo without a password. So we will see how we can elevate this one. Okay, the first thing is to see what this does. So we're gonna start doing our, okay, I need to clean up this a little bit. So, okay, I'm gonna delete all the right here. Don't need this one, this one, this one, this one. This is the error that we got yesterday about the start flag. We figured out it, clean this one. Payload all things. It's always useful. Alright, so we have a cleaner thing. So let's see what it does. According from the name, we can see that restart services or processes. Cool. Yeah, instead of rebooting the whole environment, you just do that. Checks with which daemons need to be restarted. Okay, that's cool. Alright, we get what it does, and of course Do I have it here as well? Yeah, I have it also. Okay, we can read the manual for that to see what else we can do with this one. The usage for that, okay. The browse mode, quiet. That's N for mode. That's N for set default answer to no. That's C for config file name, okay. We can specify configuration files. That's R for set restart mode. List only. Interactive restart. Automatically restart. Cool. Attention, if need restart is configured to run in interactive mode, but it is run non-interactive, okay. For example, unattended upgrades, it will fall back to list only mode, okay. We have the dust B. Enable batch mode, okay. Don't restart anything and produce machine readable output, cool. Dash P for Nagios plugin mode, makes output and exit code Nagios compatible, alright. Dash O for open metrics, output mode, as usually. The dash O argument does that. Dash F, override. Dash T, the seconds. Dash U, preferred UI, okay, it does a lot of things. Dash X, automatically exit, cool. Dash K, check for obsolete kernel, alright. Has a lot of things. We see the author, the environment, and the copyrights, and the upstream. Okay, it has its own GitHub page. Alright. We learned a few things about it. Okay. So the next thing, since it's a binary, maybe we should check if there is an exploit for that. Or maybe it has CUIDs and maybe the CTFO beans. Maybe it's there as well. We will check it and let's see if it's an exploit for that. Critical root access via local exploit. Okay, that's a good hint. Qualys again did that probably. Yeah, Qualys again, they figured out a local privilege escalation for that. Awesome. Exploit. It has also a CVE. Oh, and here's the exploit. Or that's the pure code. Make dir. Import lib. PyScript. Okay. Here's, it looks like an exploit. But this is for Metasploit. Okay. But we get the CV for that. So we can search according to the CV. But also, let me check the CTF of beans. Maybe there is also a way here. And of course, also has, we need the sudo echo to a file, and then dash C with which is the configuration, right? So we can create a configuration file, a malicious one, and we can specify the need restart to run this configuration from our side. Okay, interesting. We will keep that in mind. Let's check the CV for that. There is probably should be an exploit for that. Okay, we found one. Let's see what it does. Okay, grep daemon passwords. Check the, okay. As it's written now, we'll add a new user called _daemon to the system with a UI and GID set to 0 root by using a sed command to edit the etc password file. Okay. The password is the same as the username. Not even sure you could call it an exploit since it's just a shared library that runs a single command. That's okay. Okay, you compile the exploit zip file. You make a directory under the temp folder. Start a process that will trigger the exploit. Python, the path for the Python interpreter. Okay. With the exploit. Other than that, you can play around with the argv as much as you can. Maybe make it look like a normal system process. Okay. Move the exploit shared object to the right spot. It needs to be written to be within the import lib directory and name it init.so. Okay. So that's why we need the SO as well. Wait for need restart to do its thing. Things that can stop the exploit from working. Isn't completely dumb and checks a few things when scanning processes and before it enters the vulnerable part of the code. Okay. Is the process a running Python script? If not, it skips. Okay. Has the process already been seen? Can't make it a carbon copy of another process. Yeah, we see that the unintended upgrade from the man page. Conf has an encron interp scan set to 0. Okay. If we're facing issues, probably we will come back here to check one of these steps. Okay, let's see the C code, what it does. The normal std_lib defines a cmd which does the sed. Nobody login with a daemon name and daemon _daemon as a username and password and sets the zeros. Yeah, what we read from the description of the exploit. It just appends to the password wd file a new username with specific UID and GID. Okay, and just runs the CMD. Okay, simple as I can see. And there's SO folder file, sorry. So normally it starts with ID, which Python, checks the Python, then see the processes for Python. Oh wait, check the ID, make the dir for that, move the exploit also to that folder, then checks the Python, grep the Python if it's already running. That's the command here, I think. We need to run it. Temp E and the argv. Yeah, import scene types. Yeah, we run the command there. Grabs the PID ID, probably. Okay, then move the okay, it's a multi-step thing. Okay, we should try this first. It would be nice if this is automated as well, but it's okay. And this is from Qualys. Let's see if we can find anything else. Okay, that's a little bit different, but let's check. While true pass. Okay, this is be done differently. That LP looks a bit confusing. it's a little bit confusing. I'm gonna skip this one. Okay, that's more C written. Let's see the source code. Oh, assembly. Huh. I don't trust that much those assembly codes. But okay, the guy who made it created an assembly version of that. Alright, that's an advanced thing. While it's true, import the lib. If imported path exists, the temp POC. And where is the assembly code it's been called? And that looks a little bit sketchy. The main call cell code. This cell code, where is used for? I don't see it here and in the instructions. Assembly cell code using for privilege escalation. Yeah, but while it make the file, it gets this one. Let's see the make file. Ah, yeah, this is where it used. Okay, that's an interesting way actually, using assembly. But I don't trust that much, and I don't have the patience now to do the disassembly for that. And I'm not actually very good about the low-level exploitation. I have already started my OSED certification. It's my last one before the OSC3, and yeah, I failed the first time. It was actually, I was this close. I managed to do the first objective, and I stuck for the second objective for hours. So yeah, I have plans to redo the certification exam at the end of the year, but yeah, I'm not that good in low level exploitation. I need more practice, but that's another discussion for some other time. But okay, cool that we can see that there is also multiple ways to run this script to do the thing. Okay, that's a more normal case. Actually, first of all, there is no GCC on the server. So I'm afraid that I need to utilize again my PC for that, because if I compile it from my way, it's gonna be compiled as a GCC, and I don't want to waste that time again. But since there is a no GCC here, maybe CLang? No. Okay. So that means that we need to compile this one. Yeah. I'm gonna try it because, as I mentioned last time, I have installed sorry about that. I have installed the cross-platform GCC for that, where from the ARM version you can compile 8664 architecture for that. I will try this one. Let's see. Yeah. Move to temp folder. Create the malicious import lib folder. This will create the libc, which does a few things. Sets the UID and the GID. Copies the bin cell, the bin from to as a POC. Gives executable and permissions, U and S. Oh, puts it in the sudoers as well. No password for that, to the sudoers, and then calls the shell with the system. Okay, I'm gonna try this one. It's simpler. It doesn't. We don't have to do much steps to exploit it. So it will create a file. And the Python file. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's see. We can create manually the C file. then move it to the temp folder. Okay, we will do it step by step, but unfortunately that would be easier if we had the GCC version installed on the server, so that means that we have to do it by ourselves. So this lib, it's gonna be rename it in the folder, okay? Okay, let's do it step by step. First, we're gonna move to the temp folder and we're gonna create the malicious folder with the import lib inside it. Cool. Then we're gonna grab this and we're gonna make a file named lib.c. That was the file name? Yeah, lib.c. Gonna put it there. Cool. And you're gonna use this command to compile it, but we're gonna use the cross one. Okay, I'm gonna create it this one, and I move the init. I will move the init file.so to the malicious folder here. So if we cd there, I'm gonna import it here. Okay, here it is. I already have an HTTP server, so it's wget. Okay, we have wget, HTTP, our VPN IP address, slash the name. Cool. And just to verify it, it's an L64 one, 8664, okay. And then what the script says, we need also a Python file outside of this directory. Okay, here our file as well. And then cd to malicious file. And run this one. Okay, I think we did it as much as possible we could. and then we just run this command. Let's hope check the readme again. Wait. And how we trigger this one? That's the question now. Here it says that we need to install something to trigger an ability to execute the following while you have the listener script running. We cannot run these commands. The command installs a package which causes the issue with the nether to be triggered. No, we can't do that. We cannot do that. We are only allowed to run, or we can trigger this one. Wait. This command installs a package, in this case, which causes the issue, and then it triggers. However, ideally you would wait for another user on the system to probe and update something that triggers such a sudo update. No, we can't do that. We are only allowed to run need restart ourselves. I should have read this before. Anyways, it was a good thing to check a little bit, but maybe we can reuse something like that. Maybe the previous one it was better, this one. A little bit trickier. This as well, it's a little bit, yeah, it gets trickier. And again here, it tries to trigger the need restart by itself. Which is not what we can do. This from CTF beans, it's better, I think. Where we need to specify a configuration file. So we are looking away. Okay, let's search a little bit. We have some other here. Let's see if one of them. That's more promising because it runs the sudo manually. How it works. Okay. Finds the Python process, reads the Python path from the environment PID proc, executes the Python as root with a malicious Python path. Python import loads the import lib, our malicious library. Okay, we have created this. Maybe we can reuse that. Constructor in also executes as root. Okay, maybe it's a different one. Creates the root bus and then execute it. Okay, trust environment variables and the privileged process execute interprets as root. Okay, first we compile, then move to the target, cd and run the EP file. Oh, maybe, wait, it looks similar, but let's check the files. So the C, exploit C. That's better approach. Yeah, the C just copy the bin bus to the root bus and gives permission to that. Okay, that's simpler. And the compile. Okay. Okay. Then we have the setup exploit. IP port, attacker, the curl IP address port. Okay, to get from our local system the file. Exploit dir. Okay, and move it into the .m file. Okay, the Python script, and then we just run the need restart. Okay, I think that's our way. Okay, first of all, I will recreate the underscore to include this one. So let me open it from here, not the compile one. Yeah, this does more things that we need. This is just simpler one. And the compiling wants to be okay. Name it as exploit C just to have it clear. Or libc, we can leave it like this, doesn't matter anymore. Or we can run the same command again. So let me remove first the old one just to make sure that we are working clear. And shared fpic, and I think it's the same, shared fpic, so okay. From the libc as an output. Okay, cool, we recreated the file. That's done. The setup exploit takes 2 arguments. That's why, okay. Alright. We will run this from the server side, from the machine side. That's why the ban, okay, the bus server here, probably that's the S does our IP and port. Yeah, to curl the exploit from our host, okay. So I have to download it. Okay. Cool. So, and the trigger, what's the trigger does? And when it's being called? Did we see the trigger file somewhere? No. There is nowhere the trigger file. Maybe triggers fake script, main, what the main does. Found, spawn vulnerable process. Okay, we will see if we need to use that one as well. Setup exploit creates the directories. Spawn vulnerable process. Okay, we will see if we have to use that, but according to the instructions, okay, we will see. That's from the target. The exploit setup takes 2 arguments, as we said, IP and port. To our IP and port to call the, okay, got it now got it. And we're gonna use the 2 terminals. Okay, let's clean up this a little bit. Okay. And we're gonna need to connect with an SSH here. Cool. And move to them as well. So we have 2 terminals as instructed. We need to download this as well. And move it to the or we can do it manually. Gonna do it manually. Exploit dir. Let's do it manually. We will do it manually. So in the temp folder, we create a directory as we did it with the other one, which was, for this case, that's m, the dot m, sorry. Okay. There is a folder and the other inside folder, okay. Then we grab, as we did before, into the lib, import lib folder. So cd to the m and import lib. We have it here actually. cd to m. We have it in history. Yeah, there it is. Okay. There's there. Exploit dir. We create this file, Python file. Here, how it's called again? e.py. Cool. Then from the first terminal, we are in them. So this is the command. And from the other terminal, we will just run this. Just to verify it a little bit again. Okay, need restart. Yeah. Let's do it. Python E. All right. First command. Export. Okay. And okay. Error processing line 1. The package. Okay. It's in a while loop, so it keep going. So if we run this, yes, a root cell it's appeared, and we are root. Awesome. Okay, it was a bit tricky to figure out the correct order of the commands and what we need to do, but yeah, and sometimes when I'm using already exploits, pre-exploits, pre-script, already scripted things, I feel a little bit noob, because I just get the script and just run it, right? So doesn't feel that you put some effort on it. So that's why I decided for this one to do it step by step manually by myself. So I will understand the process and feel more excited at the end when with our first attempt we get the root privilege escalation. So it feels better. Thank you so much, Linux Mobile. So yes, it's awesome. I could say. Let's move to the root folder and find the flag. And here is the flag. Okay, that was pretty much more straightforward because all the exploitation part and the files were actually, at least for me, I could understand them easily. And it's very basic, let's say, scripts to do. So this is a very normal situation that we just use the C language to copy a bin bash regular to make it a root one and give the permission. So this is more straightforward. And again, the whole process, how this trigger, this we didn't use this one, but maybe this is helpful to trigger it again or to trigger it with another way. Yeah, this triggers manually without a while loop, because we have the previous one, from here. So this script just does a while loop every time to see if it exists, and if exists it run it. So yeah, probably the trigger triggers the root shell differently, which is maybe another way to do it, which is okay, depends, but we figure out how to do it with a normal straightforward order. So the first user flag, not too easy. I will rate it as not too easy because it took us a while to figure out how to do it. So it requires, of course, more digging how the XSLT ejection works with a specific crafted payload. So I'm gonna rate it not too easy, even though the box is supposed to be easy. And the privilege escalation after I submit the flag. And that's the box. Awesome. I will rate it kind of easy, I would say. I will rate it easy because it was straightforward, at least for me. After we figure out that the user has a sudo with a sudo L, we figure out that the user can run without a password this binary, and then it was easier to structure our research and find the actually way to do it, because we just we just search for the need research binary. We check also the man log in our environment to see some arguments and what it does, and then with a simple let's say investigation we figure out ways to do it, and we found multiple ways to be honest. But yeah, for me it worked like this, to do it a little bit manually, to create the binaries. Thankfully, that's awesome because the x86 cross-platform binary, it works. So guys, keep that in mind. If you are on an ARM version on macOS, and you, of course, you have an ARM version of Kali, and you want to build and compile C language scripts, don't forget to install the cross-platform binary for that. Otherwise, the regular GCC, it will not create the file for you. And don't waste time as I did last time to figure out if that was the problem or not. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that was the box, and This time took us only 1 hour and 30 minutes. So congrats to me and to you guys. So yeah, if you followed along, probably you'll end up in a root cell like me. But yeah, interesting. Very nice. We still have time left, so I don't know what we can do. Maybe, I don't know. We can spend that time to try to figure out another way. Maybe how to become root with a config file. Like the CTF beans suggested. So, where it is? Yeah, the CTF beans just said if you can, we can create a file, and this config file should trigger something. So let's search for the, where it is, not the CV, Linux config file, config file, to see how the configuration file is crafted. Okay, it's located. Okay, so we can see the actual config file here. Okay, it's a .conf file, so I don't know how easily can do it. Eval do. Oh, okay. So the eval do local argv. Okay, maybe with an eval do we can run some things there. Okay, what the eval do does. Eval do in config files. Takes a string as its argument and evaluates it as if you would type that string on a command line. If you pass several arguments, they are first joined with spaces between them. Let's ask the AI for that. Oh, thank you. I mean, the assist one. Eval in a configuration file typically refers to the process of reading and executing configuration settings, allowing the program to retrieve values of settings defined in the file. This can include validating parameters and ensuring that the configuration meets certain criteria before execution. Okay, so reads and executes configuration settings. So how we can turn this to a malicious one and create a config file, for example, in the temp file as well, doesn't matter too much. So here we can create a mal.conf and maybe we can make it run the root cell again, the root bus, for example. We already have a root bus, I think. But first let's understand a little bit how it works. In the context of configuration files, eval refers to the process of reading and executing settings defined within the file. This allows programs to dynamically retrieve values or configurations that are essential for their operations. Key functions of eval: retrieve values. Eval enables the program to access specific configuration parameters, which can be crucial for its functionality. Validating parameters: it ensures that the values in the configuration file meet predefined criteria before the program executes. This can prevent runtime errors and ensure that the application behaves as expected. Okay. We check CPUs in between 1 and 4. I'm not sure if this is how we can do it. So let's search malicious config file. This looks promising. It's a walkthrough from the same machine. Actually, we are already root, right? It's not cheating. Don't get me wrong. We are already root. I'm just trying to figure out how we can do it differently. So it's not cheating to read this walkthrough. Okay. The version, of course, we can check it. And then we see the configuration file. The city of beans, yeah, we can specify the -c for the binary to specify our configuration file. Okay, let's go to the juicy part. Alright, the eval, okay, as I also mentioned it, cool. The eval do. A Perl system cat, okay. Okay, so we can just system, it uses the Perl system inside the configurations. That was it. So we can create a config file with the system and cat. And send it to the, okay, that's cool. Oh, okay. CB, exactly that's what we did. To the temp and the bus. Okay, we're gonna do this. So basically, the mal configuration file, it's just a system call where we can actually do some stuff here. So first it copies the bin bus, right, to the temp and /.m. Let's put it in our .m. And then change the mode to executable u plus s slash temp dot m slash root bus, and then we give permissions to that one, root bus, and that was it. Yeah, first copy the regular bin bus to the temp folder .m as a root bus, and then change the permissions. That was the idea. Yeah, copy the bin bus to the temp, and then that's okay. That looks promising. Copy bin bus. Copy the bin bus to the temp specific folder as a root bus, and then change the mode executable u and s, user and s permissions. Okay, looks good, I think. Yeah, and then we just sudo need and our configuration, right? Yeah, and then we will see the root bus here, and we just run root bus -p, and we are root. That's the way it is. Okay, interesting one. Maybe I should search a little bit the man file here to figure out if indeed we can use the system command. Because yeah, the same thing that the guy did it when writing the article for that. But we have we did it in two different ways, the privilege escalation. And if you are asking me, this is awesome actually, because we don't have to compile anything. The thing that we need to do is to investigate further how the config files work and how we can utilize this for the specific binary. So yes, guys, we did the exploitation part in two ways. The first way, we use specific SO binaries after we create them, and the second one, we just use the -c argument to specify our configuration. So that was interesting. Let's see. Programming language used in NetStart configuration. Okay. That was the cool question to add it. And the configuration file. The configuration file for need restart, typically found under etc, okay, utilizes Perl syntax. That was the key for our situation. So, and Perl can use system function for that. So, and then yeah, if you create just a Perl file with just a system function, it works like a charm. So that's good to remember. If you can modify configuration files, and the binary, most of the times they have argument to specify custom configurations. If you can create a configuration file, doesn't matter if it's under of etc folder, you can create it where you can write files. But the key is that the binary has an argument that you can specify configuration file, specific configuration file. So that's the key, let's say, thing to remember. So yeah, that was it. It was awesome, and I believe this is more straightforward. Of course, it needs a little bit more digging. So, also the eval do. Yeah, the eval do also triggered my attention. Yeah. So okay, the author of the article also had the same epiphany like me. He saw the eval do and then he started thinking, okay, if it's eval do, what it does, and can we utilize it differently? And then he ended up after some kind of research, of course, to figure out that the config files um, can work with like a Perl language, and then in Perl language actually, which I'm not that familiar. I remember doing back in the days a little bit by Perl scripting, but yeah, that's a different thing. But yeah, after they figure out the system function, you can utilize it like this, and yeah, you just copy the regular beam bus and give the appropriate permissions, and then you run it. So yeah, again, here we have also our manual way. Actually, both were manual, but the second way with the configuration file was a bit perfect for me, if you're asking me, because I had the same, let's say, attention to do it like this. I got the, yeah. So, yeah, I am glad that I tried to search for it and have a second way to do it. Yeah, which is awesome. So, yeah, that was nice. Alright, we still have plenty of time. I usually try to stream at least 4 hours, but that depends the machine that we are doing. So yesterday we spent 4 hours on this easy machine, and now and today less than 2 hours, so half time as we did yesterday. We were able to get a root flag, to get a user flag first, sorry, and then we found 2 different ways to get the root flag. So I feel happier today. But yeah, just to recap a little bit. So using the C data and the text tag for that was the key to do it. Yesterday we just ran this command. Actually, should I try it to do it this command? But I did it yesterday. I remember that I did it yesterday like this. Just run this without the text tag and the C data array. So the new improved payload include these keywords as well: the text tag and the C data array to write it. And of course, it needed a little bit more love. The regular bash script didn't work, but we have to run it within the bash C command. So that's how we get the initial foothold. Then we found let me scroll a little bit up. Yeah. We remembered from the source code that there was a database. We checked within the database and we found another user along with our user that we created. So we try to crack this, we crack it online. It looks like an MD5 file. So we figure out this user, Fishman hack. Then we check that the Fishman hack it's within the password WD file, which means it has, where it is? Here it is. So it has a home folder, and we can log in with an SSH, or we can change to sudo this user. What we did actually, we know his password and we just logged in as that user, and then we get the user flag. And then, as always, when you get a user, an actual user, not a www data or any other user that does not belong to the password etc file, which is not an actual user, it's a service or something else. So we run the sudo l to see what the user can do with the sudo. If we couldn't get any information with the sudo l, then we'd just enumerate the system using limpis or manual enumeration to figure out what is in the server. Then we check if we have a GCC or CLAG on the server so we can compile on the server files, but that was not possible. And then after investigation, we figured out two ways to, of course, when we run the sudo l, we saw that the user can run with the sudo command a specific binary which is called need restart, and that was the key idea to help us dig further and understand how to exploit it. And then we found two ways. The first way was to trigger, after we ran the need restart, to trigger a specific Python file, which that file calls from the import lib a specific SO binary. First we compile this SO file from our environment, and again using the cross-platform GCC, and I'm happy that this worked. We transferred the file into the server, and while having two SSH terminals, the first one was running, specifying the Python path, and runs the specific file which does a loop to trigger the root bus file that we have created. And when we triggered in the second terminal the sudo need restart, we got the shell. And then we had some more time to figure out to do it in a different way, and the different way is just to create a malicious configuration file, which actually in the config you can specify the system function, and the system function could do a lot of things. So in our case we just copied as a root the bin bus binary to make it a root bus, and then we just run the root bus binary. Yeah, awesome. Well, I don't know. I think we are good to go for tonight. Let me have a short break and I will come back and maybe we can continue with something else. I will be right back. All right. Yeah. The need restart, it's written in Perl, so that's why in its configuration has the ability to run system function, the system function, and run system commands. That's why it is possible. So not all the configuration files can do that, but yeah, we can keep in mind that while we have the ability to write configure files for specific binaries, we need to do a small or a big research for that to see what we can do inside the configuration files. So yeah, sometimes configuration files we can make them do more stuff that it's supposed to do. And that was the second way to get a root shell from the need restart binary by creating a malicious configuration file specified with the -c argument, and the configuration just created a root bus in the temp folder, and we just simply run the root bus and we have our root shell. Awesome. I would like also to show you my site. I have a small challenge for you guys there where you can play a little bit. So if you visit the page, you will see here a capture the flag challenge for you, and if you click it, it goes to the terminal and there is a challenge here to find the flag. So feel free to check a little bit this small challenge. It's not that hard, but it's a very nice way to play a little bit. So yeah, feel free to visit the page and play with a small CTF. And as always, you can see when I'm online on both platforms. And of course, I have the stream player here where you can watch the streams. If you get this error, it means that some extension blocking the player, so it's a normal thing. It's not normal, but yeah, we can play around how to fix that. This is a virtual box, so I don't care that much if this is blocking the player, but in my main environment I could easily see, and I believe that you will do as well. So yes, feel free to visit the page, play around with the CTF, play around with the terminal here, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Cool, what else we can do today? I don't want to end the stream that earlier, because yeah, last time it took us 4 hours and I couldn't get the initial foothold, and now within 2 hours I get the initial foothold, I get the user flag, and of course 2 ways how to privilege escalate and get the root flag as well, and again with the 2 ways. So I'm happy, it was more than expected, but yeah, the initial foothold, that was the tricky part. So the thing that I did today, and it finally worked, is to use the text tag as well and the cdat array to put this command into the scripts folder as a test file by, and then the cron job within a minute run this everything that in that folder, give us back the first the initial reversal. So that was the part that yesterday I couldn't figure out. So, and I spent 4 hours for it. So yeah, it was annoying. But in my defense, and again, it's not an excuse, I was a bit tired yesterday. I was working the whole day, so maybe that's why I couldn't figure out it really quick. But today, because I'm rested and in a good mood, so it was easy to me to figure out this extra tag here and the C data. And again, we found it from a nice article. Where is the article again? I think I deleted it. It was a Medium, on a Medium platform. Yeah, the basic exploitation for the XSLT. So kudos for the user to create that one. So in general, give us some more tips how to do it, and unfortunately that wasn't mentioned in the payload all things. Yeah, here's the part that we copied, which include the text and the C data for that. So let me check the payload all things again, because it's not mentioned here. So when you write a file, here is the script, it does it like this. Just a document and place a text inside. And the difference between those is that this way it includes the text tag as well and the C data array to put whatever you want inside. So that's the difference. So yeah, probably the guy who wrote the article could suggest a PR request to include that as well inside as a second way to do it, because if it was there in payload of things from the beginning, we could easily make it. So yeah, probably we need to add this into the payload all things just to have it, but let me check if it wasn't there or I missed it somehow. External identity, read files for this one. No, of course it's a basic. It's syntax for the XSLT file. So you need to, in order to figure out quickly, you need to be very well, to know very well the XSLT syntax, or at least to have experience to do it. So you have done it before, but I think it's not mentioned here. Or wait, value runtime exec. Oh, the C data array, it mentioned here for the remote code execution with native net. So yeah, someone could think to figure out it from this one. But okay. But the text tag for that is not here at all. So you need to know very well how to search about it. But now I know, and I hope I remember it. So yeah, that's a cool thing. But yeah, it will be nice someone to make a PR request here, just to run the sub. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, it should be nice. It could be nice if it someone include that as well. But okay, a quick thinker could say, all right, I know the C data how it works, but I don't know if that works as well for here. So if we remove the tag, right, the text tag here, if we remove it, this also would work. And I'm gonna test it. So without the tag, if this works, that means we don't need the tag. Okay, let me grab the port is already running. Let's do 5,000, 5555. I don't want to make it to the same because Penelope supports multi listeners, but that's okay. And change this as well. So we have removed the text tag for that, and we just left the C data as instructed here in the payload of things, that we can use the C data array to add specific code for that. Okay, let's go to the file. Let me refresh a little bit so we have clean everything. Then map XML, and then the specific XSLT file, which is this one without the tag. And by the way, we have solved the box, both user and the root, but we just play around to see how we can do it differently, or what was the reason that last time I struggled to get the initial foothold. So it's been uploaded, so we expect to see a cell if that really works without the text tag. Usually takes a minute or less than a minute, we will see. So yes, with only C data, without the text tag. That's why I have a transparency, so I can see behind the terminal what is happening. So yeah, I'm using i3 gaps and I have my layout as a tab. So every new window I open, it goes like a tab. And those are in front of the other, so I can see in the background with the transparency what was the payload. So let's see. Takes a while, and actually we can see here if it's uploaded and triggered. Yeah, the test is there. Let's cut the test file. Yeah, it's there. 555, but I don't see that it's get triggered yet. So maybe the cron job has an issue. Let's see. Cron job. That's 8 was. Let me search on it. So cron job on the server. How to list? That's what I want. Cat etc controls. Okay. Cron job. No. Cat etc cron tab. That was the issue. Cron tab. Yeah. That's a cron job here. Let me make it more clear. It usually runs every minute, but we don't get the trigger here. So I don't know why is that not working. So the cron job is there. We don't get something back. In the file it's also not cut, sorry. We need to do, and the file is here. And now we need to cut the file. Okay, I see some spaces here. That's the issue. The spaces before, I don't know. But okay, let's bring back the text tag. I will do 555. And I want to remove this one to remove the cdata array. And okay, now I got it. The cdata array give us the, yeah, we get an ampersand error here. As you can see, it gets read using the sublime. So that was the cdata does. It puts it in an array, and there you can avoid the error, the syntax error about the ampersand. So the cdata somehow helps you to have a clear, to have your payload without avoiding bad characters. So that's why the C data it's useful for that. But we tested without the tag and it didn't work. As you can see, the file is there, but it didn't work. So let me also do what I did yesterday, which yesterday I was trying to do it like this. And yeah, I changed the ampersand with amp. Now this is the encoded version of ampersand. So if you don't want to go with a C data array, you can do it like this. I will rename it test1. I will go back and upload this as well. And it's here. One. And as we can see, the ampersand now it's encoded, so it works. And let's see if this is triggered from the cron job. Yesterday I was doing like this how many times, I don't remember how many times I did it, and didn't work. So that's why today we are doing it again, the second part of the exploitation. So let's wait, but usually takes less than a minute to trigger it. So I'm trying to figure out today what went wrong last night, and I couldn't get an initial foothold. Yeah, I don't see the reversal coming, so let's maybe the cron job has an issue, I don't know. We have both files here. We have the test one, which is the same, and the test one, which basically are the same exactly. As you can see, are completely the same. So there is no difference at all. And for the sake of the research, I'm gonna do it again like this, and I rename it number 3 to see the text tag if it does it differently. So again, the XML and the XSLT, and we have it here. And also we have it here, 3 files, cat1, and the 3, oh, now I see. Okay, so the text tag, that's why it worked probably. We will see if we receive a reversal. So the text tag removes the spaces. As you can see here, let me make it a little bit. Here it is a cell, so that's why we have the reversal now. So look at the difference here. So the first two ones, the test one and the simple test, they add some spaces here. So that was the issue yesterday. And the difference between the payloads, the test one, it's with just the C data, which avoids us for the encoding the ampersand. The second one is just the Python without any text tag or C data, the C data array, and both of them are creating the spaces here. But if we include the text tag, and then we include the C data array, we see that there is no space and no encoded needed. And we will keep getting back the cell because the cron job runs, so I needed to remove those files. But that's the idea, that's the thing. Now I know, now we both know what went wrong last time. Last time we making the spaces here and we just need a clear payload without spaces. So let me remove the files because it's gonna keep coming the reversal all the time. So test asterisk everything in test. Cool. Yeah, and only the cleanup payloads. So that was the thing, folks. So yeah, that's why I couldn't get the reversal last time. So the key thing to remember is that the text tag here may save us for the spaces, or at least, or wait, I will do it one more time, just because I think I know what was the spaces came from. So without anything, either the C data, but the payload starts from the beginning, from here. So we avoid all the tabs here, and of course we need to make it amp to make it to encode this character, because as you can see it is complaining. But I remove all this the tab from here. So let's see. So this normally this gonna work now because it has no spaces at the beginning. I wish I'm yeah, and exit. I will start this again. It's already the listener is already there, but why I cannot use it anymore? Penelope. Okay, guys, I'm new for using the Penelope, so I'm not sure how to check the listener. So help. Interface, connect, jump, payloads, menu, maintain, serve, prefix. Where is the listener? Check URLs, debug version. Reversals, interface, local interface IP to listen. Yeah, okay, bind. So binds, cool. Payloads. Keep n sessions per target. Start in the menu. Okay. Start in the menu. Cool. And listeners. No active listeners. Okay, at least it runs, so we will get it back. Okay, so here is with no tag, with OC data, but without space as well. Let's upload this one. XML and XSLT. Cool. We can confirm it like this here as well. No? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Cat test with no spaces, and probably you're gonna see the reversal coming within a minute. I hope so. I'm 90% that it's gonna work. The spaces got the problem, probably. Let's see. Wait, no. Not active listeners. We don't have listeners. What? How is that possible? Exit. Yeah, it's okay. And how is it in used? ls off help ls off 5000 5555. What was the ls off command to check the port? We can do it also with the Penelope. Here's the PID. And when we access Penelope, why it's not a listener there? Kill all 35. I'm gonna kill the process. It's okay. No process. What? Kill 9? Not what was the other one? Kill all 5. Kill. Just a kill. Okay. Still there. Kill all. Kill all. No. I want specific process, not the whole Penelope, because we have also running this one, and yeah. Okay. For the sake of this thing, I will create a new one. I will remove the test file here for now. I'm gonna do it again just to verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this file. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. XML, SSLT, it's up there. It's here. Cat test. Here is the test, and let's see if yeah, we just got it. So the problem that I had yesterday was adding too much spaces, and because Python has the indentation, how it's called, the tabs, if you mess a tab, you break the whole script. So that was the issue yesterday, and I should have known actually. I should have known about it. So without the text tag, without the seed data array, but of course we need to make sure that we encode the %, because the % give us an error, but you can see that in your editor when you have problems. So the yesterday's problem, Linux Mobile, you are here? Yeah, I hope you are here. The problem yesterday was the tabs. So keep that in mind by yourself as well. So we were struggling yesterday for just a silly tab. So yeah, that was the thing. And let me also remove it, because it's gonna keep coming. But yeah, that was the issue last time. And that's pretty cool actually, Linux Mobile. So yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, why didn't work last time. So a silly tab, bunch of tabs actually, because it was like this, it was 3 tabs. That's why the text tag keeps it in keep it in place, because now it makes sense that you can see those tabs here. Make completely sense now, okay, afterwards, and after the fact that we solved the box, we see it. But yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense for the text tag to make it easy, and the C data to avoid encode the %. So that was the problem, buddy. So okay, I'm glad at least we solved that issue. And now we have a clear understanding how this syntax and format works. So if you struggle, if you will struggle, actually, just I did, keep in mind the tabbing. The important thing is that we never forget it again. That was also what I mentioned. I wish I will remember those things, but thankfully the streams are recorded, so I will keep that also to my notes to make sure that I will remember this important and small syntax error that I got. So yeah, now we know, and I hope that we can remember this in the future. But if you think it later, if you rethink it, it makes sense, right? If you put a clear text here without tags, but this tags document supposed to have it within the tags? No? That's the really good question. That's why it needs the text tags here. So that means that now there is no space between, because now we added some spaces, but this tag makes sure it follows the indentation of the XML, right? And then make sure that you're avoiding any, because this should work as well. We don't need the seed data now because we have encoded the bad character that has a problem. This also should work as well, because the text tag keeps the payload here with a strip. Exactly, it avoids all the white spacing. So yeah, multiple ways. But that was the issue last time. We figured out why it didn't work, and yeah, I'm just happy to solve that issue and at least understand why it wasn't working. Cool. Really, really interesting stuff. Yeah, in general, that was the box. And I tried and I figured out what was the issue last time. Those kind of issues, yeah, it's really nasty. And if you have spent too much time working on exploitation part, your brain is just it's just foggy, and you cannot, even though you know you have dealt with those situations again, if you are tired, you cannot see those kind of errors. And trust me, guys, I have done a lot of certifications example. I have already done 3 from offensive security. I hold OSCP, OSWE, OSEP, and I failed my first attempt for OSED. So, and of course I have from eLearn again other certifications. By the way, I will share with you my LinkedIn if you would like to connect with me. Yeah, I will do it later. But anyways, in on LinkedIn, I have also my rest of my certification. I have done also a lot of from the e-learning certifications, like the EWPTX. I have the ECPPT as well. I have the EMAPT as well, the mobile from eLearn. So I have experience with exams. And okay, from the e-learning they are not proctored, but from the OffSec offensive security they are proctored. It means that someone is watching you from a camera and watch you doing the stuff. So this puts you in a state of more stress. And yeah, I can tell that even though I knew what I have to do, because of the stress mode, because of the too much hours spending on the exploitation part, I couldn't see clear, and I missed a lot of things there. And then I had to do a break. I have to relax a little bit, come back with a more clear mind, and then okay, I found the right path to do it. Just like we did it today. I just spent a little bit more time to figure out more ways to do it, and yeah, and this happened a lot. This happens all the time for all of us guys. So yeah, that's why you need to keep yourself hydrated. That's why you need to make breaks, especially if you are doing exams, like those kind of exams, especially the ones that someone watches you or they are proctor. So because that gives you more anxiety and stress. For those that you have the patience to do it at your own without feel stressed on something, yeah, that's different. But this also can happen as well. So yeah, keep that in mind. Cool. Amazing. So for the such silly mistake, I couldn't figure out it yesterday. Awesome. And remember that experience comes by doing things. If you leave something, it leaves you as well. So yeah, practice, practice, practice. You need to repeat the selves. Remember the Japanese. The Japanese, when they wake up, they do. That's why they master everything. They do it every day, the same thing. That's why. That's how you can master things, by repeating them, by doing them again and again and again, and at the end it becomes a muscle memory. And at the end, you don't have to think of them. They come at the top of your head just like this. So yeah, remember the Japanese. Cool. I think I don't have much to say. Let me check. Let me check my LinkedIn with you guys. Here it is. Come on. LinkedIn needs to be authorized. Okay. Just to verify the link. Well, you know what? Okay. Where it is? Yeah, that is. There it is. Okay, I have it in the chat. Here is my LinkedIn. Why it is complaining? Yeah. Here is the chat in the. It's my LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me. And also, I would like to remind you that I have created also a Discord server where you can find the link. The link is in the About page here in Twitch, and also it's in the website here. You can see it's under discord.pentest.tv. You can feel free to join the Discord server as well. It's a bit of empty right now, but as much as people joining, and yeah, the idea is to create a pentester network for that, and we can make the server much fuller, as I think, and we can, yeah, feel free to join the Discord server as well. And if you know someone that should be interesting about it, for example, it's in our let's say category, professional pen testers, security engineers, red teamers, blue teamers, whatever, you can share the link to have more people join. Feel free to do that. I'm okay with that, as long as they belong to our how to say it, in our world. So if they are security engineers, pen testers, red teamers, blue teamers, even malware developers, even mobile developers and mobile engineers, they are all free to join. So yeah. All right. What else I would like to show you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome, guys. That was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it as I did. I'm completely happy that I finished and solved the box. Tomorrow night, same hour, Again, we're gonna do another box. This time we're gonna do a medium one, just to increase a little bit the difficulty and see how it goes. For now I'm doing, and yeah, I see that you may have a question about it. Mostly I'm doing Linux machines. That doesn't mean that I'm not good at Windows, but I want to keep it a little bit simple for my also progress about it. And of course, since I recently have started the streaming, it's new to me, so I need to be a little bit more comfortable. So I feel more comfortable doing Linux machines. So after I will get a little bit more experience streaming, I will also start doing Windows machines as well. So don't get me wrong, I'm also good at Windows, and red teaming, let's say, a little bit, since it's not my main job. Actually, again, I'm working as application security engineer, so I'm doing a lot of source code reviews and not that adversary emulations, let's say, red teaming stuff. There is another department within my company where I work. So yes, as an application security engineer, I'm doing mostly web applications. Maybe in the future we will stop doing, not stop doing, we will keep it a little bit aside, the challenges from the Hack the Box, and I'm gonna do more web stuff, web application stuff, and we will explore together most of the vulnerabilities. So I have some plans for that. So yeah, it's just the beginning for the channel as well. So thanks again for all the follows and all the shares that you might have done. And again, feel free to share the channel to other people who can join as well. I'm really glad, and I will really appreciate it if you do so. So yes, that was it for today. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you in the next time. Take care.